And I'm going to invite you just to have your legs sort of stretched out rather than folded under you, just for just more ease. And actually, we'll start with some touch to the legs. So you can just take your hands and just rub them on your legs gently. However amount of time you can be here is great. And any modifications that you need to take for yourself, if something that I'm saying is not possible for you or doesn't work for you, please find ways to modify and care for your own body. Just this touch, getting some flow going through the legs. Starting to bring some awareness to the fact that you have a body and that it moves. And that energy runs through it. And through it, meaning into it and out of it and circulating within it. So notice your connection to Earth. And notice your connection to all the space around you. Let's move the touch to the belly. You can just circle around the belly. And just let your shoulders kind of float up around your ears and back down as you do that. So it's kind of like a whole shoulder and arm event that's rubbing your belly, and you can circle in the other direction. And start to let your head kind of free flow if that feels inviting. We're just bringing some warmth to the belly, some energy to the belly. We'll move that touch to the back where the kidneys are and just give some rubs. You can use loose fists or your palms. And we're starting from the base up. So you might even rub down into your sacrum and your pelvis a little bit to just remind yourself that we're rooting and we're rising from that root. And we'll just start to bring some touch into the chest. And same thing, kind of circular palms and shoulders are moving and the elbows are moving like wings. And then we'll let those shoulders actually do their own circle. The head and neck might move. Elbows are like butterfly wings, and wrists and fingers might dance a little bit. Head, again, moving. Let's take some nice big backstrokes. Breathing, opening channels of breath in and out of the body. And let's meet with the hands clasped behind the back, interlacing the fingers, squeezing the shoulder blades together. You can drop the shoulders and kind of beam the chest upward, and maybe your throat opens up toward the sky. Take a big breath in. Squeeze those shoulders together. And the big breath out, hands to the knees, and we'll round down and round into the back and tuck the chin and open the back of the neck. And we'll take a couple of seated cat-cows. So open, lift the throat and the chest upward, the belly kind of puffs out, and on the exhale, you round back. And we'll take a few rounds on our own. Inhale, opening, and exhale, rounding. Finding fluidity through the spine, so helpful for all the energy. When we're sick, it's really nice to move the spine, actually. A few more rounds. Come to neutral on your next inhale, and we'll stir the torso and let your head kind of go with it. We're almost to the head for some awareness. Movement. We'll circle the other way. Find your breath. Find some fluidity. Come to stillness. Take a breath in and tuck the chin down. And inhale, lift it up. You might have your hands to the back of your head to support. And exhale, tuck. And inhale, lift. And you take this to your own degree. Doesn't have to be big. Can be small. One more round like that. And come to a neutral. And then we'll just go ear to ear to towards shoulder. Shoulders are dropping. Ears are kind of ambitious towards the shoulders. but we don't want them to touch. Not right now. Just opening the side and side and side. And then bringing it, if it feels nice for you, into a full circle for the head and neck. And if that doesn't work for you, find a modification that does. It could be just chin down from one shoulder to the other, kind of a half semicircle. If you've got the full one going on, circle in the other direction. Ah. And we're going to take a moment just to brush the face and open the eyes with touch all around the orbits of your eyes, the bones around your eyes that hold the sockets. Rub down through the jaw and the cheeks. Let that open your mouth a bit. And we'll rub the ears, which are highlighted in winter. They connect to the kidneys in Chinese medicine. And then find your touch to your neck and your throat. May your ears be open today. Rubbing the chest a little bit. And then just take a moment in stillness with all of this gentle warm up. And if there's an intention that comes for your practice or for your day, or for your week or for your year, just welcome it in. Taking 3 deep, full breaths wherever you are. And notice the qualities of inhale and exhale and how they serve your being right now. One more breath round, inhale and exhale. Big breath in. Big breath out. Ha, maybe making a sound, opening your mouth. Ha, let's move to all fours and take a moment to lengthen out each leg one at a time. So come on the ball of each foot and open the back of the knee on each side and let your gaze go one side and then the other, just kind of following the legs. So spreading the toes, opening the sole of the foot. We'll take a moment to reach the right leg back and pause with that stretch. And feel your belly rising, and we're going to lift the arm and the leg, the left arm and the right leg, and reach in opposition. So just stretch yourself open through the bones of your arm and your leg, and circle out the wrist and ankle, and circle that in both directions. Check in with your head and neck. Is it at ease? Do you need to change anything? Reach that arm and leg, big breath in. And exhale, we'll round in elbow toward knee. Then inhale, reach it out. And exhale, round it in. And a couple more like that. Inhale, reach. Excuse me, exhale, round. And last one, reach it out. Inhale. Exhale, round it in. We'll lengthen, but this time the left hand comes down and the right foot comes down and the right arm reaches skyward and you lean back and you open up and maybe your head falls back a little bit and the chest opens, feeling that wingspan. Coming into a big wide windmill circle with your right arm, you might follow it with your eyes. Right leg is stretching long. Follow the circle with your breath in your eyes and circle in the other direction. Let your gaze go up and down and somewhere in between that. Meet me with the right arm over the right ear and stretch that right side. Open up the waistline, open up the spaces between the ribs. If it feels nice, float your right leg into space, maintaining that length. And if it feels right, bend your right knee and reach back for your foot or ankle and open the chest. You can just take a moment to look up and down, or maybe center. And we'll come back to all fours and we'll take some cats and cows here from tabletop. Inhale, lift, chin, chest, eyes, and tail for the cow portion. And exhale like a Halloween cat, round it out, head drops, tail drops, belly squeezes in. And just take a few like that. It could also be very free form movement for your hips, your shoulders, and your head, up to you. Make this practice your own. Make sure it includes breath. One more round, inhale. Round it out, exhale. Shake out your head, wag your tail. Come back to neutral and lengthen your left leg out. You're on the ball of that left foot. Spread it long. Feel and engage the muscles. Really open the Achilles. Shoulders are drawing away from ears. Check in with your head. Move it a little bit. Launch your left leg into space and your right arm forward and reach through the bones. Reach beyond yourself. Get longer, more spacious. Circle wrist and ankle. Nourishing ourselves during the season. Nurture. Gentle. Reach. Inhale. Exhale, round, elbow toward knee. A little balance. Tuck the chin. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, open it up. Big breath. Exhale, round it in. And last one, reach it out. Right hand comes down, left foot comes down, left arm flows to the sky. Lean back. Really open up wingspan and open that heart space. Maybe the head just falls back with ease, and circle that left arm all the way around. Like you're casting a spell, like you're casting a protection spell around you. So follow with those eyes, circle in the other direction as you're ready. Create a really good boundary around your body, and go ahead and stretch the left arm over the left ear and really spread through that whole left side. And breathe into that. And if it feels nice, you can float your left leg into space, continuing with that. Bend your left knee and reach back for the foot if that feels good. Choose a gaze that feels right. Open the heart. Take another breath. And we'll release and come on out of it. Feet together, knees wide. Let's come into a child pose. Forehead to the mat, arms extended. You might wiggle your fingers or your wrists a little bit. Find your breath into the back line of the body. Draw your hips back towards your heels so those glutes get a nice stretch. And we'll walk the arms over to the left side, and left hand comes on top of right and stretch long through the right side. Just breathing into that right side. You might walk your right hand further over to the left, open up space. One more breath like this. Big inhale. And sigh it out the mouth. Exhale. And let's walk on over to the other side. Right hand comes on top of left. Stretch back through your left hip and open up the spaces between the ribs and the waist. Open up that outer left hip, glutes. One more breath. Sigh it out, make a sound. Walk on back to center. Come on up. Let's rise to downward facing dog. And just bend one knee and then the other and welcome yourself here. If you are newer to down dog, spread your palms, open the soles of the feet. Know that you can bend your knees a little or a lot so that you find more press into the palms and more lift through the chest, through the hip bones rather. And the chest and belly drop back toward the thighs. The inner elbows roll forward, the outer shoulder blades drop back. Give your head a nod, yes. And let's shake that head out, no. And once again, yes, what are you saying yes to these days? And what are you saying no to? Shake it out. If you have knees bent, come up on tippy toes, straighten the legs. Palms press forward, sitting bones rise, chest and belly draw back toward thighs. Shoulder blades draw down the back, inhale, and exhale, heels come down to or toward the ground. Palms spread forward, sitting bones rise. It's a nice stretch for the backs of the legs. Inner elbows roll forward, shoulders draw down the back. Give your head a nod, yes. And find your yeses and shake out no. Find your nose. Inhale, come on forward, high plank. And just pause here. You can always come down on your knees if you need that, like a tabletop. But see if this place is helpful and powerful for you and your intentions for this practice or beyond. Building strength, building power, staying soft, feeling support of the earth. Whatever this pose brings to your awareness, just bring it in and love it up. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale all the way down to the belly. And we'll reach the arms back and interlace the hands and squeeze the shoulders together. Lift the thighs, lift the chest. If it's too much for your head, keep your head down. Lift your arms. Squeeze the shoulders. Take a breath. Lift the legs maybe a little higher. Squeeze those glutes. Inhale. And exhale all the way down. Hands under shoulders. Rise up a little bit. Lifting the chest, lifting the heart, maybe lifting the gaze. Shoulders drop, heart opens, breath in. Exhale, press back, child pose. Ha. And curl your toes under and rise your way on up to downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg high to the sky, circle out your right ankle. And stack your right hip over your left and bend your right knee and roll your hip open. Pressing your right foot toward your left shoulder. Hands are solid, shoulder blades are solid, drawing down the back. If it feels good for you, take a little circle with your right knee. Breathing along with it, circle in the other direction. Circle could be tiny or non-existent. And then float that right leg back, pull back through each heel, press forward through each palm, get long, inhale. Exhale, we'll step the right foot forward, dip down gently on the left knee. We'll turn the right toes out to about 2 o'clock on your mat and come up on the knife edge of that right foot. And you'll feel that in your glutes, right? And we'll start to just sway it out. So if this is an uncomfortable position for your arms, you could always come down on your forearms or on blocks, moving in your way so that you're exploring your body and what feels right for it. Let your head go side to side. It might look shoulder after shoulder. We're going to make our way from here to lying down on our left leg, the outer left leg, the hip, the outer hip, and turn to face the back of the mat and spin. You could be on your forearm, you could be up on your hand. If it's possible, you bring your right hand back behind you and we get a nice twist here. Spin, spin, spin. Be easy on that right hip, but it's a really nice hip stretch. Maybe you can gaze past that right shoulder. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, we unfurl. Come on back this way. We'll sink the hips back toward the back heel, lengthen out that right leg, and bow on over that right leg. You could reach for your foot or your shin. See if you can feel into the length of your spine. Crown lengthens forward, tail lengthens back. Surrender the head if need be. Just let it go. Take another breath. And we'll fly into a standing split just for fun, launching the left leg high to the sky, unweighting that right hip. One breath, inhale. And then we'll step it back to high plank. And once again, we'll lower down all the way to the belly. And we'll reach back and interlace the hands and lift the chest and the thighs. Go easy for your head. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Feet come down, hands under shoulders, lift a little higher. Inhale, maybe a little higher than last time. Let your head kind of nod side to side. And exhale, pressing back, child pose. Forehead to the ground, breath in and sigh out. Next exhale takes you to down dog, curling your toes under, lifting your hips high. Welcome yourself to your body, big breath in. Sigh it out, ha, let go of the excess, big breath out.
Launch your left leg high to the sky and circle out your left ankle. Stacking your left hip over your right, bend in your left knee, rolling open. Breathing into your belly and the stretch for the inner thighs. Circle out that left knee, any amount. Circling in both directions. Launching your left leg back behind you, pulling back through each heel, pressing forward through each palm. Shoulders are strong and supportive. Breath in. Step your left foot forward, dip down gently on your right knee. Turn the left toes out to about 10 o'clock. Check for gum under the sole of that left foot, AKA coming up on the knife edge. And then just start a little play with your body, a little movement side to side, or you might find some other kind of way that your body is interested in moving or curious about. We'll find our way to that outer right hip and right leg stays long and we spin toward the back of the mat. You may not get far, but we're turning our spine on its own axis. Wow, I can do that. Gaze past the left shoulder, take a breath, inhale. Exhale, we will unfurl and we'll pull the hips back toward the back heel, lengthen out the left leg. Bow over that long left leg. You might have a bend in that left knee, by the way. You could even place a block underneath the knee if need be. Get long. Go easy. Take a breath in. We fly into the standing split, launching the right leg to the sky, unweighting the left hip. Just a breath, inhale. And then we'll step back, high plank. And this time, check it out. If it's there for you, low push-up, knees could come down for that. Elbows draw into the body. You just hover above the mat. And then inhale right up into the long, open spine for back bend, breath in. And this time we'll try it out. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and a sigh out through the mouth. Open that mouth, make some sound. Shake out your head any which way you like. And bend your knees and look forward. And we'll take our time getting to the top of the mat. Or you could hop if you've got lots of energy. Flat back, hands to the shins. Reach out like you're sprouting from your pelvis, long spine. Breath in, belly strong, and exhale, fold and bow. You might bend your knees a little or a lot. You might take opposite hand to opposite elbow. And just let your spine dangle if that feels okay for it. Is that possible? What's happening in the backs of the legs? Give yourself time to feel into what's here. You might sway side to side. You might feel your brain getting energized by receiving, this kind of nectar from the other end of the body. Or just the invitation to breathe more deeply, feel more deeply. Hands to the back of the head or hair and just open up the back of the neck with some touch, maybe a little weight. You'll know what to do, maybe a little massage to the neck. If you're really stuffed up and this doesn't work for you, if you're sick, find a different position. Massage your shoulders. And take a moment to massage your jaw, your forehead, your temples. Pull your hair. Anything that feels like self-care right now. Like the kind of touch only you can give to yourself. Now, bend your knees and round your way up to standing, one vertebra at a time. Take your time to rise. Once you've gotten there, just take a moment to catch your breath, find your bearings. A little circle for the shoulders, the elbows and the wrists. Reach those arms out wide and turn your pinkies up and your thumbs down. Your palms are open to the sky. And just shake out your head any which way that feels good. And the arms and the hands are an extension of the heart. So as your arms reach, just breathe your heart through your hands. And we'll take a moment to drop the fingertips down and open the inner wrists of the arm. Shoulders are dropping, inner wrists are opening, head might be moving, or maybe your hips. And then drop the other way, the fingertips down to the ground, and you open the backs of the wrists and wiggle those fingers and and then we'll just bring it into a little wiggle dance for the arms and the chest and the head and body. And we'll bring it into a dance, like a little your dance, like, oh, what do I want to do right now? How does my body want to move? Is it gentle? Is it really vigorous? Do you want to hop around? Do you want to just like rock out to see what your body wants? We're gonna bring that into a circular fly of the arms. And those arms are gonna start landing on the chest, one hand on the chest and one hand at the kidney band at the back, base of the ribs. Work with your breath. Let the touch, like that happened at the beginning, let it energize your body. We'll switch the touch to right around the center of the body through the base of the ribs, kind of where some of the big organs reside. And then we'll bring one hand to the sacrum and one hand to the breast plate right in the middle, the long thin bone, the middle of our ribs. Oh, yes. And let's slowly let that go and find a moment to stand after all of that and feel yourself here in standing. We call it mountain pose in yoga, Tadasana. Ta-da, here you are. Just feel what's moving inside you and through you. Feel the space underneath you and around you and way, way, way up above you. Notice how you move in relation to all of that. Let's take a moment to just let the head flow easy, really gentle. And then we'll reach the arms on up high to the sky, big breath in. And we'll just flap them down. We'll do it a couple times. Look down and inhale, look up, arms up, and exhale, bring them down, look down. Last time like that. Inhale, look up. This time we swan dive down. So the knees might bend to take you there. Head down, hips high, hands reaching the ground or the body. Inhale, flat back, lift and lengthen. Take a moment to feel your core lifting and strong and your spine lengthening out. Exhale, we'll step back, high plank. And low push up, ha. And inhale, up dog, lift the heart. Thighs could be on or off the floor. Exhale, pull back, down dog. If you want to go through child pose, that's totally fine. Inhale the right leg high to the sky. And we'll go ahead and step into a high lunge. Right foot steps, stay on the ball of the left foot, find your balance. Bend your back knee a little bit and just find a little bounce for your body. And then extend that back leg, lengthen it out and reach the arms up and take opposite hand to opposite elbow. And just take a little side to side to open up the sides of the body. Let the head also go side to side. One more breath like this. And then we'll swing it wide into warrior two. And let your head just look forward and then look back. And we'll just take a couple of forward-looking future tense and then looking back, what has been. Let's find our way back to forward. And let's straighten the right leg and reach the right arm high, left arm comes low. Open up this beautiful right side body, big breath in. And meet me in a side angle lunge, bending the right knee and elbow comes to thigh and left arm reaching over the ear. We've had this stretch before, but it feels beautiful every time. If it feels nice, wrap your left arm around your back toward the front of the right thigh. And you could circle out that left shoulder. Let your gaze look around a little bit. Take a breath here. Hands come down to the top of the mat. Skandasana, right knee bends, left leg lengthens. If you want, you can just have fun with your arms, they could be down to the ground, or they might be at the heart, or they might be flowing like a ninja. We'll come to the other side, left knee bends, right leg lengthens. And you could move side to side quickly, or you could just stay with these longer stretches, see what works for you. We'll take maybe one more round. We'll find our way to the top of the mat. Hands walk around to the front, all 10 toes turn to the front. Left hand comes down. I'm placing a block underneath my left hand. I'm on the ball of the left foot. Right hand rubs the IT band, the side of your right leg, all the way into your glute, all the way into your sacrum, and let that invite you to turn toward your inner right thigh and launch your right arm to the sky. That back leg is strong and powerful. Spin, spin, spin. One more breath. Inhale. And we'll exhale. Walk that right foot over to the left and sink into a pigeon. Hips drop, heart stays high. Hands might come to that front leg like a little, like a shiatsu practitioner might press into the meat of your right leg. Hips down, heart open, one breath, inhale. Exhale, bow and fold over. And any props are welcome for you to land on. You might have something that your forehead lands on. This is a really wonderful stretch for the hips, the glutes. You might also put some support underneath that right hip, by the way. That might be perfect. And we'll stay for a few breaths. So let your shoulders drop and relax. Let your hips go. Let your jaw relax. What's happening with your shoulders right now? Can they let go? How is your body today? How's your energy today? Check in. How is your breath today? Last couple breaths. Let your head roll side to side. One more big breath in and a sigh out. And let's find our way back to downward facing dog. And you might want to just walk it out. Just let there be integration here. Through the hips, through the body, maybe through some sound or a sigh. Inhale, launch the left leg up to the sky, big breath in. Let's step the left foot forward. Left foot steps down the ball of the right foot. Find your way to standing, bending that right knee and just taking a moment to bounce a bit. Let your body get used to this and then re-straighten that right leg and launch the arms up. And once again, opposite hand to opposite elbow, a little side to side for the head and the side body. Take a breath. Maybe the arms float to the sky. The shoulders are dropped. Swing wide warrior two. Have a little dance for those arms and shoulders and head. Straighten the left leg and reverse the warrior. Left arm up, right arm down, like a clock, 12 to 6. Inhale. Exhale, bend the left knee and left elbow comes to thigh. Right arm reaching over ear. Spread through the right side body, open it up, and then wrap your top arm around your back for a spin, for a bind. If that's good in your body, you could circle out that right shoulder. Take a breath here, still lengthening from kind of your rib cage down through that outer right foot. Take a breath. Turn to face the top of the mat. Find your right hand down, maybe to a block or the floor. Find your left hand to that IT band and rub. Find the glutes and the sacrum. Spin and turn. Last breath just to open this up and turning and spinning and rotating. Last breath. Unfurl and walk it into pigeon. The right knee comes down, the left foot walks over to the right. Sink through your hips, lift through your heart. Hands come to that front foot for touch, for breath. Bow on in your own timing. Breathing. Letting go of the excess and perhaps visioning, inviting in the new. What is it that you want to manifest this coming day, week, month, year? This is a wonderful time for visioning. Wonderful time for clearing out of the way what does not serve, what is excess, what doesn't belong to you. Couple more breaths. Last big breath in. And a smooth breath out. And we'll step it back to downward facing dog. And just walk it out. Bend one knee and then the other. Just take a moment to spread into down dog and feel your body. Give your head a nod yes and a shake out no. Lift your right leg to the sky and we'll step into a warrior two, opening up. Reverse your warrior, straightening out that right leg. Inhale. And this time we'll shift into triangle pose so the legs stay long. You could micro bend your right knee. It's a nice idea. But reach out like you're drawing a big open circle way out in the distance. And then right hand comes. I recommend a block behind the right foot, the right leg, right foot, and the heart spins toward the sun. Now, again, that knee, right knee might need to micro bend. So listen carefully to that inner knee. Left arm flows to the sky and feel your wingspan between the arms, the openness of the body like you're a big starburst from the center out, or maybe out right into the center. Give your head a nod yes and a shake out no. Let's return to warrior two and reverse the warrior. And find your way through a vinyasa if that serves you. High to low, upward facing, downward facing dog, or meet me straight in down dog. Left leg flows to the sky, big breath in. Stepping into warrior two. And reversing that warrior. Straightening out the left leg. Opening up the left side body. Whoa. Swinging that left arm, big wide swoop, like a big cat pawing something. Left hand comes down to the shin, the block, the floor, and the right arm flows up to the sky. And once again, feel your center like a starburst or a starfish with all these gorgeous arms reaching in all these directions, somehow connected through the center. Last breath, inhale. And we'll go ahead and unfurl. Move through your vinyasa, meeting me once again in downward facing dog. Lingering wherever you need to. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Bend your knees. We're going to jump to a seat. It's kind of fun. Left knee stays bent, and the right leg swings across it to the outside of that left bent knee. The left arm hugs around bent right knee. So the right foot, comes to the outside of the bent left knee. And the thumb comes to the right hip crease. And you press that outer hip down toward the ground. And that invites you into a little bit of a twist. That left arm is hugged around the bent right knee. The hips are making their way toward the ground and you're spinning. And then rainbow that right arm around back behind you and twist and spin. We worked with some rotation today, so keeping that in the practice, gazing past the right shoulder if you have it in you. Really nice neck stretch. Take a breath. Open the right chest, stay with the twist, but turn your gaze past the front shoulder, on the left shoulder. So everything else is spinning to the right, but the gaze is spinning left. Take another breath. Unfurl. If it's there for you, stack your knees. Now, if this isn't there for you, you might place a little something between the knees. And if that's still not there for you, then just first of all, lengthen out the left leg and just find your way to a figure four so that the ankle comes across that front thigh. Otherwise, the knees are stacked. And this is a really nice stretch for the glutes. That's why I'm including it today, as it was asked for. And even if your knee is way up toward your chest, that's okay. You might just put something between the knees to support. Thread your fingers through the spaces of your toes. And that might feel really weird and interesting. Get your spine long. Find that root. Find that rise. And if it feels okay for you, fold gently forward, maybe a little micro inch, maybe way down into it. You listen to your body and what is possible, what is good. Find a breath. Check in with your neck. Maybe there's some nice movement to be had there. Through the shoulders, through the chest. One more breath. Come on out, feet wide, windshield wiper those legs side to side. Enjoy that. Find your way to lying on your back and just a little rock up and down the length of the spine if that's there for you. Tucking your chin. Meeting me in happy baby, taking the knees to either side of the torso and opening your feet to the sky. You might be able to touch your feet. You might go for your shins or the creases of your knees. See what's there for you. Take a breath. And we're going to rock our way back up to seated. And the right knee stays bent this time, and the left leg crosses over to the other side, and the right arm hugs around that bent left leg. And the left thumb comes to the left hip crease and invites that hip crease down toward the ground. And that's going to bring us into our twist. You rainbow the left arm around the back, behind you, and you just work gently into your twist. Nothing to push, only the breath inviting. A little bit of will is involved. Gazing past the left shoulder or towards the left shoulder. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Turning your head past the right shoulder if and when you feel ready. You might also be like, oh, I just want to yes and no my head, or spiral it around. Really focusing on neck today as well. One more breath. Unfurl and stack left knee over right. And again, the other version is to lengthen out your right leg and come into the figure four. You can still thread your fingers through your toes with this and still fold forward, right? So see what kind of modifications your body wishes for. You could also put something between the knees if you're attempting to stack them. And thread your fingers through as many toes as you can and find the full length of your spine. And because this is a challenging position, it is my moment to encourage you to welcome yourself just as you are. You are perfect, and these shapes are for your benefit. So they're not something to strive for, they're something to explore. And to remember who you are. A little something to, like a push point to push off of. Last breath. Release wherever you were, feet wide, and just a little windshield wiper. And let's fling off what doesn't serve. So just whoosh and whoosh, the hips lift, and you just fling off into space that which does not serve you. Whoosh. And we're going to meet again on our backs and have a block handy. And just for the moment, lengthen out your arms and your legs. So just take a big body stretch on your back. Point your toes and flex your feet and just let your body open, way open up. You might reach through one side and then the other, or you might reach like one arm and opposite leg or or same side. Just let the body open, big stretch, big moment. And then bring your feet to the ground closest to your hips so that you can reach back and tickle your heels with your fingertips. We're going to press through the feet and lift the hips and place the block at any height under your hips the widest way. So you don't want the narrow block, you want the wide block. And this is a bridge pose. This is a supported back bend, a supported bridge. So, the higher you go, the more intense you will feel that back bend. And that's up to your body. Have a conversation with yourself there. And if it feels nice, interlace your hands underneath. The gaze is up to the sky so that the neck is in good position. And breathe into your heart. If you've got congestion in your throat, this can be really wonderful. And you could take it further with an inversion, lifting your legs to the sky. Maybe, maybe not. You might just have a little more weight coming into your chest, which can be really helpful for illness. We could just stay with those feet to the ground. All good. We're just going to take 3 more breaths wherever you happen to be. And we're going to press through the feet to release that block. Oh my goodness, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself some love here with a rock. And maybe a circle with the knees, hands to the knees, circling the knees. And we're coming toward the close. We're almost ready for Shavasana. So I'm going to invite a twist, knees to one side, our opposite arm opens. But if there's something else your body wants right now, let it happen. Yogi's choice. I would love for you to develop your own favorites, your own practice. Spinning to the other side, twisting to the other side if you're following my suggestion. But you might, maybe there was a pose that you were like, oh, I want to do that one again, or my body just wants to stretch, or I'm ready to rest. We're going to lie down for Shavasana. So find your way there in your own timing. And I doubt anyone wants to, but anyone who's watching who may want to, you might want to have a seat instead. Seated meditation is your Shavasana. So just slowly wend your way to a resting position. My recommendation, since our practice was a little more gentle, maybe not so totally gentle, but a bit more gentle, to lie down and, to cover yourself with a blanket. Even if you're in seated meditation, you can wrap a blanket around you. Put something under your knees, put something over your eyes. This is a moment to draw inward. In yoga, we call it pratyahara, and it's a gazing, a drawing inward. So the experience is down and in and earthward and quiet. And integrative. And I will hold the time. This is your time to just sort of let this happen. And it's a being state as opposed to a doing state. So just be. I will be with you and I will call us out when it's time, a few minutes. Let it all go back to the earth. Allow that which is useful and beneficial to stay. And circulate through you. Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Letting your mud settle down, down, down. Maybe it's been stirred up or shaken up lately. And start to just breathe big, soothing, smooth inhales and exhales. And let those breaths kind of bring you back to this plane, the body plane. Maybe you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and let your head roll gently side to side. And as you feel ready, roll on your side. And there's no rush to get there. And give yourself, when you are on your side, a hug, a big loving hug that only you can give to yourself. And be your best cheerleader. If there's something you're working on, bravely working on, just really encourage yourself. If there's some reminder you need to give to yourself or a mantra that you have that's supporting you on your journey, just whisper that to yourself. And if there's something to let go of, let the forehead drop down to the ground and breathe it out or speak it out, or have the vision, just let it go. It no longer serves, doesn't belong to you. It's excess. So that when you rise to seated, you are a little more fresh, a little more light, and hopefully a little more integrated through your body. Drawing your hands to your heart. If you are getting sick or overcoming an illness, just be kind, be gentle, be patient. Patience with all things. We'll bow our heads to our hearts and our hands and let the heart settle and glow with an inner light. Draw your hands to your third eye between your brows and let your energy move up to that space, which is indicative of kind of letting the small stuff go and coming into your divine self, however that means and feels for you. Take a breath. This way we can connect to all sentient beings. And we bow to one another. Namaste.